compare a graphical user interface to a command line interface. Now, of course, this is the interface that's provided by the operating system, and in particular, it's the file manager part of the operating system that does this. So this is the kind of interface that you're probably all used to. It's very easy to view your files. You can very easily copy files, paste them to wherever you want. You can organize your files by creating folders. As you can see, all these files are a bit of a mess in here, so they all really need sorting out. And drag and drop moving files, it's really easy to do. But what about a command line interface? What does that look like? Well, here we have a command line interface, which is more like how computers used to look before we had all the super groovy graphics. If I want to view the files, I have to type in dir. Dir is short for directory. So before we had folders, we used to call them directories. What if I want to copy a file? Well, I'd have to do something like this. Copy students.dat, and then either I could move it into the winners folder, like that, or if I wanted to create another copy of it, I could do something like that instead. And you'll see now that I've got those files in here in this particular folder. What about moving files? Well, we can use move instead. So I can move students.dat into my winners folder. I can't move it because that file does not exist. So there's already a file in there, so it asks do I want to overwrite it. Yes, I can. What about deleting files? Well, you can use del, like this again. Because I've moved that file, I can't delete it. That's better. What about creating folders? Well, we can use md, which is short for make directory. So winners 2. How do I get into that folder? cd is for change directory. As you can see, there's nothing in there at the moment. cd ... just goes back up to the previous line, previous folder rather. cd winners dir. I can see all the files that are in there. What about if I wanted to delete that directory? Well, first I have to delete the files that are in there, and then rd is short for remove directory. What about creating, say, a simple text file? Well, we do copy students.txt, Fred, Joan, Lewis, etc. Control Z, and then that will create that file. If I want to see what's in there, you can use type students.txt. This is obviously a PC interface. Linux has slightly different commands, but as you can see, you really need a good thorough knowledge of all the commands to be able to use it. And for some things it can be quicker than a graphical user interface. If you want to move lots of files in one particular time, it can be quite quick. But most of the time, yeah, it is going to be a little bit slower and trickier to use than a graphical user interface. So hopefully that's given you an idea of the difference between a graphical user interface and a command line interface. And why not see if you can get a command line interface up and have a go at using some of those commands.